My name is Raven West, wishing you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about how to work with deities based on time and location and also seasons. This is something that a lot of us practitioners needs to take into considerations when working with elemental spirits or primordial spirits. This is a very important factor that will help you to improve your spiritual practice. It will help to energize it, to also harmonize it based on your location and what you are asking for. Is very good. A lot of us practitioners, we don't really understand this type of this aspect of the practice. For your manifestations to come into reality, there are certain factors that you need to consider. You need to consider time. You need to consider opportunity. You need to consider the relevance, as in the elements that are involved in that very location that you are in that very place, that space-time continuum, that point in time, the elements that are present there, including you, the operator, what is going to be combined in a unique fashion to make sure that you achieve your dream or your manifestation. Okay, let me start giving examples. This is very easy thing to do. If you are, for instance, I'm from Africa now. Naturally, I venerate my African ancestors, my African deities, the elemental deities around my area that are part of my community. Let me give examples of my village deities. I can list Ogun or Shango or Aziza or Oloho, Ikele, Ugberaga. Those kind of my local deities, right? I carry them with me. My ancestors, I call some of their names, I carry them with me. So let's say I find myself in a place like Iceland now. I now somehow travel to Iceland, and I am there working or schooling, and I still want to practice my African spirituality, right? So how do I practice effectively in that place? Maybe I want to succeed in that country. I want to start a life there. I want to do business there. I want to make money. I want to learn a new trade. So I'll be living in Iceland for the next 5 or 6 years. So for you to practice effectively, after setting your shrine, you need to incorporate some of the elemental deities in that land into your spiritual system. Okay? There's nothing wrong about this. What it means is that you acknowledge that you are not from that place, but you are trying to honor and respect the deities that live in that place, that inhabit that place, that are the original owners of that place. So it will be better if you incorporate some of their deities into your practice. What this will do is that it will create a synergy between you and that land, so that those spirits that you're going to call to come and be helping you, those spirits are the ones that will show you the road, or we show you the paths, or we show you the secrets of that very place that you are living now, and that will help you to achieve your dreams or your goals faster. Okay, this is how it works. So once you get to a new place, it is better for you to find out about the primordial deities, tap into the innate spirituality of those people, and fuse your practice into it. So what this will do is that It will give you deeper knowledge of the environment. It will give you the support of the ancestors of those lands. We call them the dwellers. The dwellers is made up of the celestial deities, infernal deities, and the spirits that inhabit that land. So you can be able to give offerings to them. They will accept the offerings, and you can be able to tell them what you want. You want this land to prosper you. You want this land to give you things that you need to survive, and you will get it. Okay. This does not mean that you have forsaken your African deities and start venerating other people's deities. It does not mean like that. Okay, what it simply means is that you're trying to tap into that ancient spiritual reservoir of energy, resources that is in that very place. You coming in with respect, with dignity, with acknowledgement, not like you coming in to destroy it, to corrupt it, to change it, or to convolute it. Okay. If you approach anywhere you are living, if you try to make contact with the elemental spirits of that land or the primordial spirit, you'll find out that you will become much more successful in achieving your aims. When people see you, especially from a far place, and they kind of see that you have adopted some certain of their spiritual practice, one thing is that they feel happy. It makes them feel happy, and they welcome you, and they're more open to telling you things that they won't tell other people about their land. They're more open to help you, to tell you the truth about how you can be able to succeed in that place, the things that you need to do, where you need to go, who you need to meet to give you the things that you want. Okay, this is a technique that I have used in many places because I used to travel. I'm still a traveler, and I've lived in many countries. When I go to a new country, the first thing I want to know is to kind of study the spirituality of the people. I study the spirituality. I go to their temples. I read their books. What this does that it makes me to understand their core composition, what they think about, who they are as a people, what is motivating them, what is inspiring them, and then I will be able to understand them better. And then when I interact with them, I make sure that I say the right words. I don't do things that will make them feel sad or a type of way about their religion. I don't look down on it. I accept it, and I flow with these people, and it makes the people will now be very happy towards you, become more friendly, and then they'll help you to do things. They tell you things they will not tell any other people. Tell you their secrets. They tell you how the country is. They tell you their dreams, their hopes, their aspiration. They see you as a part of them. Okay, so this is one thing you need to know as you travel around the world. Any place where you find yourself, you can be able, as a human being, you should be able to adapt and discover a certain level of syncretism between your spiritual practice and those of the native people. Create this synergy. It is very easy once you know the basic fundamental principles of spiritual practice, especially African spirituality. You can be able to tap into or plug into any spiritual system, and you can use it to your advantage. Okay, practicing your practice should not be closed. The altar should be seen as a spiritual gateway, a stargate into the spirit world, and you can use it to tap into other realities. Okay, if you are living in a desert, let's say somebody is living in the Sahara Desert now, you find yourself in the Sahara Desert in Saudi Arabia, one of these Arab countries that is a desert place. It will help you to be venerating the spirits of the land, like the jinn spirits. These are the fire elementals. Those are the spirits you're going to find in the desert. Spirit representing light, the sun, fusion, deities like Ra, Amen Ra. These are light deities. So you have to incorporate them into your practice You cannot be living in a desert and be venerating a forest deity like Aziza Osinye. These are forest deities, swamp deities. It does not make sense for you to be venerating them in the desert, although you will acknowledge them. But the other spirits that are controlling the desert, you need to infuse them into your practice. Okay, this is how they do it. So based on where you live in, the environments, the strongest elements in that environment, they have their own deities. You will know that yes, that is the strongest power there. When you talk of the elemental spirits, let's say you're living in an island surrounded by the sea. Okay, a beautiful Palm Beach, Bahamas, one of those nice places as a beach place. You know where you people go to for holidays. You know that the deities of the sea are the most powerful deities in that place. So if you want to do any work, you have to work with them. You have to be venerating them. You do your water offerings. You do everything with them because they are everywhere. They have their activity, their presence is strong in that place. So it doesn't make sense for you to be living beside the sea or a river. Then you'll not be doing things to fire elementals, to jinn spirits that are far from, very far. Their element is not so strong there. Their presence is not that strong. It doesn't make sense. It's like you stressing the deity to bring your manifestation to realization because that is not their location. It's not their own. They don't have much power or influence there. It's not their domain. Okay? So you need to see it like this. So you need to work with the spirits that that place is their domain. So if you live near the sea, river, you are very lucky. You work with those spirits. If you live in the forest deities are there. You work with them quite naturally. Then you incorporate some secondary deities as well. So if you live in a certain place in the snow region, Alaska, or is it Siberia? Yes, you work with the ice spirits, the frost giants, because that is where they are naturally abiding. So we need to incorporate this. You can also extend this this philosophy to other places. Maybe you go to a country that is predominantly Muslim. You need to adapt. You pretend to be one of them, follow the religion, you dress up, do all the nonsense like them, and they will think you want, they will accept you. All of you, they will feel you are all going to the same place, and you do what you get what you want to get, and you speed out of the place. Same thing, you can adapt it to Christianity. Okay, why this is so is because the spirit there is very, very strong. Even if the people are behaving in a psychosis, crowd control level, if you really want to go higher in the system or survive in that system, you have to have a certain level of adaptability or synergy with that system in order for you to get the benefits of the system. But if you come and openly to want to go against that system in that land, you may not win the fight. You will not. It's like you going against the crowd in that very mysterious fashion. You may not win. Everybody will just think the same thing. You have to use sense, wisdom to go to live in that kind of place. Okay, this is why I tell some of my people that you practice African spirituality. When you're living in a certain place, you have to code yourself, especially there is a high rate of discrimination or people that are anti-African spirituality. You come out dressed up with your cowries and your traditional attire, and these people will just turn against you. They will just start attacking you instantly. It's not safe to show yourself in that kind of environment. You just play low and pretend that you don't know what you are doing, or just pretend to be following them, so that they will not change everything against you and just say one lie or something, and bad things will start happening to you. When you find yourself in this kind of places whereby the generality of the people are so one-sided, you have to uh, lay low and just observe them and do your things codedly. It will help you in the long run to survive and to create a better future for yourself. So practicing your practice must align, must adapt with your location. Okay, you have to find a synergy between your practice and work with the primordial deities in any country you find yourself, the original spirits of that land. Okay, the real dwellers, not the fake ones. Once you can tap into that spiritual connection, things will work well for you in that place. Okay, so you have to adapt your spirituality based on your location and also too based on seasons. There are certain deities that are more powerful in certain seasons than others. Okay, for instance, we have the raining season now. It is raining every day. Right now in Nigeria, most part of the world, the rains are on non-stop. So it's obvious that the water element is very much in effect now. So if you're doing certain spells or you want to do certain offerings, you have to align it with deities that are that are the water elementals or that are representing those water elementals, those water spirits. You have to work with them. It doesn't make sense now for you living in a place where there's rains everywhere. You're not venerating fire deities. It is not their time yet. They may not be able to do much for you because they don't have much power and capacity to exert their influence in that situation you are in this rainy season now. They don't have much influence. So the deities you may want to work with are deities that are controlling the weather, like the water elementals. So you might want to consider this. There are some other deities that are unique. You can work with them throughout any season, any time, any place, like deities that represent principles of life and death, like Ampu, or let me say Anubis, Santisma Moriete. These are principles of death that are constant. Every living thing must die. You can find them in every season, every place, everywhere. The universal principle. Uh, Venerating a deity like this, whether there's sun, there is rain, it doesn't affect them. Okay, they are unique. Okay, primordial deities. There are some deities like this. So you have to take this under consideration. Then we have celestial deities, deities that are more powerful during their zodiac manifestation. You consider those deities certain time and certain months. There's a celestial deity that is much more active. When you can make contact with this kind of deities, you can make contact during the full moon or different times of, uh, of galactic alignments. These are usually when star signs changes house from one point to another, usually in the 21st to 22nd of each month. You need to take into consideration certain times and certain days. Then, even on the daily basis of deities that you venerate in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, you are in the nights. There are different spirits that are controlling these various times in the day. For instance, the sun, we know that 12 o'clock in the afternoon during daytime is when you want to venerate deities represent the sun, solar deities. In the nighttime, the deities representing darkness, the moon, uh, the lunar cycle. This kind of deities is night deities. You have to know the kind of time that you will present these offerings. We also have certain days in the week that are dedicated to various deities. In Ifa or West Africa, we have deities we venerate on Monday. Issue is found on the Monday, and maybe on Friday or Shun is found there. Different days of the week, you have to do different spells to different offerings or prayers to different deities. So time matters. How you work with the time, the location you are in. It also matters too when working with the deities. And the seasons that you are in also matters as well. Even the color codings, the kind of colors of candles that you use also matters as well. The materials, of course, you must always incorporate natural elements. All this matters. It aids in the facilitation of your manifestation. Okay, so these are the things that you must consider when working with different deities. Okay, if you're living in any part of the world, find out the primordial deities of that very land and incorporate them into your spiritual practice and see what happens. Okay, so I want you to take into consideration this very thing in your practice, and I believe it will enhance your spiritual practice. It is something that I have tested and I use it a lot, so I'm not afraid to travel to any part of the world. Anywhere I go, the deities there are the first deities I try to locate, and I try to give offering to them, honor them, and through that way I can be able to tap into the spiritual essence of the place, and there I can start doing my things and I get what I want, and I travel when I get tired of staying there. So this is how it works. So it's a very powerful and thing, a very good thing to do. It will help you enhance your spiritual life. So do not just take your practice as a closed door practice that you cannot adapt it to any system. You can adapt it. You learn, you grow. Spirituality evolves. It evolves as you grow in life. You evolve with your spirituality. Your deities are created in your image, of course. So you learn things from others' practice. You incorporate them. The things that are not useful, you change them. You upgrade them. We keep upgrading. So find a way to keep upgrading your spiritual practice. Keep adapting it. Everybody's spiritual path is unique. The way I practice mine is totally different from the way you practice yours. I'm practicing mine based on my reality, my understanding, and you may have another reality that is totally different from me. So when we intersect, we have to have a synergy. There are elements you can take from my practice, use it to improve yours. If I see anything good in your own, I will also take to and use it to improve mine, and we have evolved together. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, this is what I have to say today on this subject. I hope somebody will be able to get one or two things from it. Okay, so questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, endeavor to hit the enable all notification button on your YouTube so that when I post videos, you'll be the first to get them. Okay, when I post articles, you can be able to read them. Shorts, you will see them, and you will learn so many things. Okay, so let's grow together. Then if you want to join my program, I have a 6 months program here. I teach African spirituality. I teach it from the history to the metaphysics to the science and the hardcore African spirituality. Within 6 months, you're going to learn a lot of things, and you're going to be a master of this stuff. It's not difficult. I will teach you the real history of Africa. I will teach you how science and spirituality intersects, and how you can be able to apply the wisdom of knowledge of African spirituality to improve your life. Okay. Then, if you want to read, I have written 3 books so far that will help you deepen your understanding of African spirituality and modern day science. This book and quantum physics talks about the interrelationship between science and spirituality. In this book, I covered modern topics like time travel, space travel, the atomic structure, the origin of the atom, the other side of the atom. I cover topics like negative space, negative time, and dark matter consciousness, melanin 666, origin of Christian religion, the plagiarization of Christianity from ancient Kemetic spirituality, and a lot of topics. This book is a very powerful book. It's a book that gives you the physical evidence of how science and spirituality intersects. Okay, so you need to this knowledge. If you are a beginner, you need this knowledge, even if you're advanced, because African spirituality is African science. And the essence of science is discovery, how to make life better, how to apply technology to improve life. We can use African spirituality to improve our life. And this book covers that topic. This is a book that will help us, okay? Help us, that will make us grow, transform us, empower us. So if you want to know more, you have not gotten this book yet, you are missing out. This is the first book written on quantum physics in the whole history of West Africa. No other book like this. And I wrote this book so that I can bridge the gap. People can know this knowledge and be proud of it. So get your copy. This one, Walking in the Shadow of the Gods. Over 200 spells are here. Spells for health, love, prosperity, protection, general well-being. This I put in steps of how to do the spells. The botanical names are here, easy for you to understand. This book is the book that will take you into being, increase your capacity, your knowledge of how to practice African spirituality. So get this book. Over 200 spells waiting for you. This one, Whispers of Amente, Pathways to Ascension. It will help you transform elevate your spirits. It will give you the knowledge that you need for your spirit to evolve. It will teach you about the personalities, characteristics of various African deities, their purpose, their role that they play in the evolution and development of humanity, and most importantly, how you can contact them. This is what is inside the book, how to venerate them. You need to know about these deities and what they represent. Reading the book alone will open your mind, activate your third eye to see the realities of life, to understand more about the spirit world. This book will help you connect you to the right African deity that you need. I covered many deities here and different things. There's over 50 spells at the back of the book to enhance your spiritual life as well. So this book is an invaluable material. It's a grimoire. A grimoire is like a magical textbook of how to make contact with deities. So this is an authentic African grimoire, which part of our Mente, Pathways to Ascension. It will balance your skills in this life and prepare you for the next incarnation. Okay, so get this book. The three of them, three powerful books. So if you want to know more, it is waiting for you. I am writing a fourth one on plasma physics. That one will come out very, very soon. Plasma physics deal with the spirit world, the power of nuclear or thermonuclear or fusion reactors, plasma energy, unlimited energy, how man can be able to recreate the power of the sun and use it to become God. Very powerful book. It's coming out very soon. So you will know a lot of things. Stay on this path, open your heart, and we keep learning and we'll grow together. Okay? If you also want to do your Oracle Tarot divination, I do it. I charge $50 for that one. You can contact me. If you also want to buy your spiritual items, I sell them. Thunderstone, Blackstone, Miracle Stone, Native Shock, or cowries, meditation beads, all kind of spiritual items, ointments, soaps, everything that used in African spirituality, candles, perfumes, spiritual perfumes. I have them. You can contact me for all these things on this channel. Okay. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace. One love.